You know the weight of digital exhaustion. It's that heavy, scattered feeling after an hour of scrolling through outrage, tribal arguments, and callouts. We tell ourselves we're staying informed or defending our identity, but the result is always a drained battery and a louder mind. A spike in heart rate over a provocative headline is a harvestable product. Every visceral reaction you have delivers energy to a vast, invisible architecture designed specifically to consume human focus. The feeling of being manipulated is the operational logic of our modern digital spaces. It is how collective energy is now organized and monetized. The clearest description of this system didn't come from a social media company. It was outlined by a reclusive Russian physicist decades before the algorithm became the architecture of daily life. In 2004, Vadim Zeland published a framework called reality transurfing. He was writing about metaphysics and collective behavior, but he described a behavioral architecture that aligns with the engagement mechanics we see in 2025. By defining these invisible forces, we can begin to see why the digital world feels so increasingly synchronized, high stakes, and exhausting. Societies are shaped by collective focus. When large groups of people begin thinking in one direction, their individual mental energy aligns, creating a feedback loop that grows larger than any single participant. Zeland called these structures pendulums. They are invisible energy information entities created when human thought waves superimpose and synchronize. Once a pendulum reaches critical mass, it develops its own momentum. It detaches from the individuals who created it, governing their behavior to ensure survival. Every pendulum has a specific rhythm, a cadence of outrage, celebration, or threat. To stay within the system, you must match that frequency. Those who break the rhythm are treated as threats, which only serves to re-energize the rest of the group. To maintain its momentum, a pendulum must constantly consume human emotional reactions. Without a steady flow of energy, it loses its influence and eventually stops. The system is neutral. It doesn't care if you provide intense hatred or fanatical loyalty. What matters is that you are reacting, because every reaction keeps the pendulum swinging. A destructive pendulum consumes energy with no regard for well-being. It draws them into conflicts unrelated to their personal goals, leaving them exhausted while the structure grows stronger. Zeland named the mechanism in 2004. A decade later, Silicon Valley refined this exact model of emotional extraction into a trillion-dollar industry. The psychological drain of modern engagement is the foundational business model of the attention economy.
This side-by-side comparison shows how Zeland's pendulum and a modern engagement algorithm are functionally identical. Both prioritize momentum over outcome. Algorithms curate content specifically to entrench your views, showing exactly what provokes immediate responses, turning convictions into platform fuel. In this system, expressing vehement hatred for a post is mathematically indistinguishable from expressing love for it. Both keep the energy flowing. This mechanism now extends beyond our screens. It defines tribal politics, engineered brand loyalty, and corporate workplace cultures that demand emotional conformity from every employee. We are living inside a synthetic ecosystem designed to make us react before we have the chance to think. There is a specific trap in how we try to fight back. Actively opposing a digital system or an ideology you hate often makes it stronger. Every outraged comment or viral callout is raw fuel delivered to the pendulum you are trying to destroy. You are feeding the system with the very energy you believe you're using to fight it. Pendulums thrive on binary conformity. They require you to either move with them or fight against them, because both actions keep you locked into their frequency. The digital battles we fight for our ideals are often fought on behalf of a system that is simply harvesting our participation. A pendulum stops when its energy input drops. When the number of participants decreases and the reactions stop, the fluctuations naturally subside and the structure dies out. The only way to unplug is radical indifference. By refusing to react and abstaining from the outrage, an individual becomes invisible to the algorithm. The system has no way to process a person who does not perform the expected emotional response. Every moment spent feeding a pendulum is a moment stolen from your own life. These systems divert you toward goals that serve the structure, moving you further from the path where you could actually be happy. Look at the noise around you.
Which of the pendulums swinging through your life are you choosing to feed, and which ones chose you first?